Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be ranking the songs that 17 came out with in 2020. Before we start, yes, I am an anime girl, and trust me, I am killing myself. This is not how I ever wanted things to go, but uh, narrating a video with a VTuber was the only way I could think of doing things, and VTubers are all anime girls. So, Ocher Sopchi. I can't do anything about it. I am a new carrot from this year. I started following in about April. Yeah, that's also really out of character. Imagine looking K-pop. It's gross. So today's tier list, as you can see, is going to have all the official releases from 17 from this year. It doesn't have any covers or collaborations, and I'm specifically going to be talking about the songs. So if you had never seen the music videos or the dances or the choreographies, this tier list is based solely on the sound of the songs and the quality of the music. And to be clear, when I rank these, I'm not saying any of them are bad songs, except for maybe D tier. Like C tier doesn't mean it's worth like a C, but it just means that I personally like it less than B's. And these are all just my opinion and how I perceive the music, and anyone can perceive these songs differently and in their own ways, and they're all valid. Alright, so let's start with Fallen Flower. And Fallen Flower is going to be in the B tier. To preface things, I'm like biased against Japanese releases because I can't understand it like I can the Korean songs. But nonetheless, Fallen Flower is a pretty good song. I like the question and response parts of it, but I think some of the rap is a little bit out of place. It's a little bit jagged, the storyline of the song at least. I know we all love DK's part. Yeah, that's just really nice. The way it opens up so cleanly after a really busy and pumping verse, and then it's very clear above, not much going on in the background, just kind of acoustic guitar. That's a really nice part of the song. Another part I could listen to over and over again all day is June's hook. Yeah, I just love the sound of June's voice. That's just me. But Fallen Flower is a work of art. I don't think anyone can really argue with that. But I think the main art lies in the choreography and the music video. Whereas I think the song is just alright. It's a little bit scattered. So that's why it's going in the B tier. Next up is Us Again, and Us Again is going to go in the A tier. Us Again is pretty much the new Oyu. If you listen too hard, you're just gonna cry. I think the good part of this song is how well every member's like tone, their umsek, kind of just comes out, and each one is so distinct and so pretty and clear. Like S-Coop sounds amazing, Dogyum sounds amazing as usual, Vernon sounds good. I think the nicest and most special part of the song is the eighth part. If you forgot it. That is just so beautiful. I love that part. I haven't listened to Us Again a lot of times, but it's just a really simple acoustic song with like a simple melody that's full of lyrics and a really good recording. So, alright, next up is Fearless. Now, the first time I heard Fearless, I thought like Imagine Dragons was gonna come out like first, like like this sound. First things first, that's what I heard when I first heard Fearless. Anyways, Fearless is going to be going in the C tier. I think the song is alright. I like how it's heavier, but I think some of the rhythms are kind of funny, especially in the melody. And the part where it references fear with the lyrics, I think it was a nice touch, but it kind of breaks the flow of the song. My favorite parts of the song, well, I like the groovy bass line, which kind of drives the whole mood of the song. And I like the It's like really catchy. But I think the weakest part of the song is the chorus, like in terms of rhythm and meaning. I think overall the highlight of Fearless is obviously the stage and how they made that just for their fans. And I know we're all hoping that they perform that again at the end of this year, so let's cross our fingers. One thing that's interesting to note is the way that they pronounced I'm fearless. In the chorus it goes, I'm fearless, with emphasis on less. And like, fearless is usually a word that has emphasis on fear. It's fearless. But instead they're emphasizing the less part of fear. in opposition to their previous song Fear, which I thought is a nice touch. I don't know if that's just because they're Korean and the scansion on English is kind of whatever, or if that was intentional, but either way, I think that's a pretty cool touch. Next is Left and Right. At first, I thought it was kind of meh and probably would have been like kind of B-ish, but it's really grown on me, and so I think for me it's now an A. So it's gonna go right here. I mean, every time you hear it, your hand just goes. You know what I mean? Music wise, the funky pitched percussion with the driving bass line throughout is what makes the song really go. I'm not a huge fan of the way the entire chorus is on like one note, but the entire song is really catchy. I think it really shines each member in their own way. So it's gonna be an A tier, but is anyone gonna tell me what Ribbit Ribbit means? Like, did we ever get the memo in that? Alright, now I wish. It took me a long time to warm up to the tracks on Hengare that aren't left and right in my mind, but after really getting to know I Wish, it's really become one of my favorites. It's like so wistful and the sound like expresses that exactly in such a perfect theme. The piano and the synth sounds with like the woodwindy kind of sounds really make it sound really accordionish. I don't know how to express this, and it's just such a perfect match to the fairy tale ish, fiction book ish kind of lyrics. And the lyrics are also like really poetic and feel like they're like from a book, which uh, I think is really beautiful. Like the line, like, that's so you just see that picture in your mind and it's so pretty. And of course the song structure. I love the format of like the sad minor verse and then the long pre-chorus that's kind of in between and then it modulates up into the major chorus, which like transports you into like the dreamy sequence or something. Yeah, so this song just really inspires me and I've actually been working on a music video which will hopefully be coming out soon. So I Wish is going in the A tier. Next is My My. I'm really glad this song was like the song that they had a music video for and a dance for as well. The horn sound like in the back really sends you like on a journey, along with like the really reverbed back chorus, like orchestra feel. And in the pre-chorus, the plain piano that's really by itself and it slowly gets built on. It feels like everyone's kind of piling in to get on a journey. Like I don't know how to explain it. And also, I feel like just the sound in general and the style of the song is different. You can just tell Vernon was part of making this song based on how it sounds. Anyways, every time I focus on listening to this track and really absorbing it, it's just so much sunshine radiating from this track, and I think it is one of the best things 17 put out this year. So, it's going in the S tier. Next is Kidult or Orenai. The highlight of the song is the chorus, and I like the like simple and traditional sound of the chorus, like very kind of 17ish, but I think that whatever that sound in the back during the verses, it like squishes it around, like there's like a processed voice or something on the verse. I think it kind of muddles the concept of the sound of this track. Nonetheless, it is a really great song and great message. I love the lyrics that go like, and then, oh my gosh, that part during the out chorus where Mingyu sings like, oh, you can just inject that into your ears, you know? And yes, of course, DK is the highlight of the song, but we already know what DK can do, so uh, yeah, I really like Mingyu's voice in this. Anyways, I think it's a really good song, but personally not one of my favorites. I can see how it can be other people's favorites, though. So, Kidult for me is going in B tier. Now we're at Together, which is Kachigayo. Yeah, again, this is really sus because I'm literally an anime girl right now, but I swear I haven't watched anime before. But Together is now the official anime track of 17. Yes, more than Red to You. This is really stupid sounding, but the reason I know a little bit about how anime music sounds like is because of playing Osu. And I'm sure there's people out there who know a lot more about anime music than me, but according to what I've heard playing Osu, Together really reminds me of an anime track. I don't know, the way the intro kind of rushes in and then the slidey synth sound for the melody, and then the chorus, like the way the chords change on syncopation, and then there's like violins going in the back and the electric guitar. Even just like the shape of the melody and the way they have like the dropouts and then the end of the chorus where they all sing together. I know it's like in the theme of the song, but I think all those things contribute to making it sound like an anime track. Like I feel like I could hear Katsigayo if I opened up Osu. Whereas like I think Run to You feels more like a caricature of like an anime song, whereas Together feels like something subtly actually in the genre of what anime songwriters would write. I don't know. Anyways, to reemphasize, I don't know anything about anime, and you should not listen to anything I say about anime as credible. Apart from My Mai, I think probably on Hengare, Kachigayo has the most like coherent song concept. As for how I personally like it, I think it's like really singables, which I love singing to songs, but for me it's hard to relate to the meaning. Although I do understand like how much meaning it does have in it, I just personally can't relate to it very well. So even though it's a good song, I will give it a B. Alright, now we're done with Hengare and we're on to 24 Hours, which is their second Japanese release of the year. The first time I heard 24 Hours, I couldn't stop hearing Young Blood by 5 Seconds of Summer, like this part. I give and I give and I give and you take, give and you take. Young blood, see you want me, see you want me. And I'm just a dead man walking tonight. But see what I mean? Like the whole like the thumpy bass, the grungy like rhythmic bass in the chorus. Oh my gosh. And it's actually I checked, it's even in the same key. Anyways, after I listened to it too many times, I got over it. But yeah, that the first time I heard 24 Hours, it really reminded me of that. Overall, I think it's a cool song. It's just like not my vibe, I guess. The best part of the song is probably Mingyu's riff. I mean, ooh, it's so clean. People like the whoop part, but I like the riff part, like the 24 hour. Like that, ooh, it just runs down perfectly. It's so clean and crisp. It's so good. Anyways, similar to Fallen Flower, the work of art in this song definitely lies in the choreography and the performance. Apart from the resemblance to Youngblood, I don't think the song really caught my ear in any particular ways. So, 24 Hours is going in C tier. Alright, so now we're on Home Run, and I think they really hit the mark that they were going for with like the musical-ish retro vibe and like the clap percussion and the trumpets and the jazzy piano. It all adds to that vibe. I think if there's one thing that's kind of iffy, it's the way that they had the lyrics themed around baseball, but the actual concept was kind of Great Gatsby. I know they did say they were like going for the feeling of a home run rather than actual baseball. I think if they were going for the Great Gatsby thing, they achieved that. Overall, the adherence to the musical vibe and the attention to detail on the exact sounds that would take it right to the roaring 20s was just really well executed. Personal highlights on this song, I love The8 and Minkyu's lines, and if you listen for the bass line, ooh, it's so funky. Yeah, so I think Home Run was a really good song, but I don't think it was the best they did this year, so it's going in the A tier. Alright, Do Re Mi was one of my favorite songs this year, and yeah, it just gives me so much joy. I'll let you know right now, it's my third place song, so it's going in the S tier. I think that the concept of this song is just so cute, and the sounds and the smiles in it are just so great. I think Seungwon, Vernon, and Dino's voices just combine to make such a perfectly bubbly track, and I really could just listen to it all day. I love the like tinned brassy sound in the back that like is looping the hook, and I just love the percussion and the boppy kind of nature of the rhythm. I know some people said they were bothered by like the autotune on Vernon's voice, but I wasn't. I think it's pretty good to the point where it adds character to the track and doesn't overpower the original character of the recording. Overall, Do Re Mi, I think it's just full of joy, and it's such a simple song that's about simplicity. It's just a great and happy message. So, for that, it's my third place this year. Next up is Hey Buddy. So, for context, I spammed the highlight melody, like waiting for semicolon to come out. I really kind of like listened to it so much until it was like burned into my brain. And based on the highlight melody, I thought I would like Hey Buddy the best off of semicolon, but it turned out I liked Do Re Mi a lot better. Still, I think Hey Buddy is like a really good song, and it radiates the same kind of upbeat, bopping vibe Like you could really imagine people just kind of dancing down the street in like a musical kind of thing. And I really love that vibe. If Do Re Mi is like elementary schoolers like jamming out together, then Hey Buddy is like teenagers jamming out together, like in a musical or something. My personal favorite thing that the unit songs give us was like more time for each person singing on the tracks, and I love listening to the 8 sing the chorus on Hey Buddy. It's just so great. Also, by the way, I think it's pretty obvious that the semicolon unit songs, like, they have stages. Like, listen to the long outro on the Hey Buddy. It's like, it's definitely like there's a dance there. Alright, so Hey Buddy is going in the A tier. Alright, now we're getting to Light a Flame, which is Mame Puruchi Pyo. The song just really missed for me. Don't get me wrong, like the way the guys sang, their actual voices and their performances on the track are really high quality, and it's really good if you listen to it. But I think just the song as a whole just missed for me. And I think it's probably the concept. It's like supposed to be like the sexy song, but it feels cheesy instead. I think like if you're gonna pick like a Tongap line from 17, I think 96 line probably has the best like sexy energy, but I think the song will really need a good stage to save it because I think just I don't know, the concept of this track, just the piece of music just misses. It just feels very generic and cheesy. So for me, Light of Flame is going in D tier. Alright, now we're at Ah Love. And this was another miss for me. I don't know. The song just feels weak in terms of melody and sound. Like it feels like it wasn't very developed. The melody is not very like coherent throughout the song, and the sound doesn't have any real like distinctions to it. I think part of it is that the track is just really strong. The rhythm is like really strong, and the sound is just really filled in. And then Jongan and Joshua both have pretty soft voices, and I just don't feel like their performances really were able to lead the song very strongly. And I would say that about them just like in the entire group, even if you don't even mention their positions in the vocal team. I really like Jongwon and Joshua's voices, but I just don't think they have the capability to lead a track. But what about Fallen For You, you ask? Well, Fallen For You is like a much thinner track. There's not as much going on, and it doesn't feel as full, and it feels more acoustic and cute, which I think really matches their voices a lot better. Whereas Ah Love is much more substantial, and I don't think their voices could hold the track together. And I know we were also all looking forward to S. Coops' voice on this track, and I'm just a huge fan of the hip hop team's voices, but I feel like the really like special and sparkling quality of S. Coops' voice didn't come out in this song, and instead it felt like it was really smoothed out like Jongwon and Joshua's voices. Apart from the construction of the track, I feel like the chorus line is an especially weak part of the writing, and like the concept of the hook, like like the first time, not gonna lie, like the first time I heard that, I think I laughed. And Ah Love is going in the D tier. Alright, finally we're at Kyo, which is All My Love. What Semicolon did well was venture outside of what 17 does and really try some new sounds, and I feel like they've been trying that all year. But All My Love is without a doubt the most 17 sounding song that came out this year. And it's the only song on Semicolon that really deviates from like the jazzy roaring 20s concept. And I just really love this song. The lyrics are absolutely heartbreaking, and the sound and the meaning is really directly for their fans. And just the track throughout is just a typical 17 sound, like the electronic sound without anything going crazy. And the vocals are beautiful and distinctive. And if I listed all the voices that come out in Kyo that I love, I'd probably end up listing all of them. I think Kyo really brings out the colors of the hip hop team's vocals, which we rarely get to hear in this quality, which I really love. And I'm sure many people heard the remnants of like Moja Nurosugo in the beginning of the track as well. It's just so 17 and it's just so true to them, and it's really the sound that we know and love 17 for. So for me, Kyo is the best song that 17 came out with this year. And that concludes the tier list. Overall, I would say 17's title tracks were like not the strongest they've ever had, like in their careers, but I think they really focused on making music that was for their fans on B sides, and really ventured outside what they know and experimented, and they really made some crazy choreographies this year. The performances are out of the world as usual. And yeah, it's just another great year for 17, I guess. I'm just really glad I found this group to listen to for their music. Reminder that this tier list was based solely on the songs and not on the choreographies or anything else like that, just the quality of the actual tracks. And so if you have any different opinions or preferences, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.